Hello and welcome to our show called The Eternal Spirit. Now I know you're not expecting to see me because Paul Salmon is the presenter for the show Eternal Spirit. But today I thought, do you know what? Paul's such a fascinating man. He's a medium and he's very into spiritual aspects, all spiritual aspects. And I thought it's about time we interviewed him. And I think it's going to be a really interesting show. So, hello and welcome, Paul.
Yes, hello Maureen. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming today.
That's my absolute pleasure.
I just don't know what to start with. There's so many questions I want to ask you. But first of all, you're a medium, but you also work in other spiritual ways, don't you? I'm thinking of karate, because karate's got a very spiritual aspect to it.
I concentrate on karate by myself because I don't belong to a club anymore. I moved house a few years ago, so I moved teachers, you know.
Yeah.
But no, it's very spiritual. Yeah. Actually, my teacher was called Yoshi Shinohara, and he's a Japanese master.
Oh.
So I was actually quite fortunate. He was one of the early masters to come to England.
Wow.
So I had original proper teaching. And we did meditate, actually, before each lesson.
Gosh.
And that sort of, you know, to get our mind, body and spirit in harmony before the actual lesson took place, which I don't actually see so much nowadays.
Meditation is something that you're very into. You do a lot of meditation?
I meditate every day, but when people think of meditation, they think of sitting down, not moving, being still, and but you can. I meditate walking my dog, you know.
Oh, right.
And just talk to my spirit guides, and even just looking at the fields, the corn growing, the sky, the sun, and it's one big meditation. You just go off to a different dimension, if you like.
Wow. Is this because you're a medium, do you think? Or is this more so? Does that...
The meditation helps connect with my spirit guides.
Right.
But you don't have to be a medium to meditate.
No,
you can meditate to bring harmony and good health and clear thinking to yourself. But I meditate in different aspects with my guides, or just to feel good, you know, to look at my surroundings.
Right. And you're also a Morris dancer.
Yes, I am.
Which I love. I love Morris dancing. I think it's fabulous.
Karate and Morris dancing.
Yeah, it goes together, doesn't it? Yeah.
Well, it does with the big sticks we dance with, you know.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I've been doing that. Over 20 odd years now.
Is that because you enjoy the dancing, or does the spirituality of it come into it? Because there's meanings behind it that's quite spiritual.
I first saw it when I lived in Essex. I was just out for the day at a country fair, and it wasn't just the dancing; it's the camaraderie. You know, the friendship between the team I was watching.
Right.
And something, if I enjoy something, well, without knowing it, if I see something, I just feel it in my. I feel it here. And seeing that dancing resonated with me. And years went by, I did nothing about it. And I'm watching the Cilla Black show, believe it or not. Or surprise, surprise, on telly with my mum at home one evening. And these Morris dancers came on. But they were heavy metal Morris men. They had leather jackets on, right?
Yeah.
They danced with proper dancing, you know, but with chamois leathers or, you know, spanners and leather jackets, biker gear. And my mum looked at me, she said, I can see you doing that. And I said, that is for me. I've got to do that. Because I wore leather jackets. I didn't have a bike, but I wore, you know, the fashion. I wore leather jacket and I felt so good. And this is how my life goes, Maureen. It's, I was in a pub one day with a friend of mine, and this other man came in, and he said, oh, you look like a bit like you'd suit our team. I said, what team? I'm a Morris dancer, he said.
No.
They only turned out to be my local team that was on Cilla Black's show.
No.
Yeah, so I became one of those.
Does your life go in that way?
It does, because I was looking for a karate club, and I looked in newspapers, and then it's my dad, he said, I found a club about a mile away in our town, and it's that Japanese master. So everything in my life, looking back on my life,
yes,
everything's around. See?
Are you
And
pointed in a direction, do you
I believe
feel?
I am.
Do you think you're special?
No, goodness sake, Maureen.
No, because I think you are.
Yes, but don't.
No, what
No.
I mean is because people are looking after you. It just feels like
Yeah,
people
but
are
we're all
looking
being looked
after you.
after to some extent. It's like finding God. I believe, I'd like to think I'm on the pathway. I fail because I'm human at times. We all are. But you don't have to go on a big pilgrimage to San Damiano or, big abroad to big cathedrals or, churches and cathedrals. It's around here and it's here.
Right. Yeah.
And I mean, I go to my local church and that is a pilgrimage. I could be at home and be on a pilgrimage. Because
Right.
God is here. You don't have to go out there physically to find it.
So you're a very spiritual man.
That's not for me to say. I don't.
You sound very spiritual.
I'm still looking
man.
for it,
Yes.
but I'm looking every day. It's not that I'm not consciously looking for it. It's just here.
So I'm saying it seems as if you're surrounded and you're directed.
Absolutely.
How wonderful.
When I take my dog for a walk every day, there's God. God's in the fields, the sky, the sun, in you. You're part of God.
Oh, that's nice.
So am I.
And it goes together with being a medium and God and medium.
Absolutely, 'cause
It does go together.
I feel you have to appreciate things for that God aspect to come in, to float out again.
Yeah.
We've all got this internal spiritual being, but we just have to find out how to unlock it.
Right.
I mean, I've met people in the past who say, I want to be a medium. And I have actually tried to help someone. But the mediumship was a bit of ego. And they wanted to be out in front. But it doesn't work that way. You have to like people, love things, love people, love animals maybe.
Right.
To find that pure love inside you.
Do you have to be the right vessel then to be a medium?
That's what we are. We are,
Yeah,
all of us are vessels,
Could everybody be a medium if they had the right attitude or the right...
I believe so.
Yeah.
But some more so than others.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to play the piano. Now, I could physically, or you could teach me maybe, you could get me at the keyboard and I could go clunk, 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 and you'd hear notes. It might sound awful. You could get someone else trying to be a medium or on that pathway, but they might be able to play the piano because we all have different gifts.
I
mean?
see your analogy, yes.
That's-
So when did you realise you had the gift? When did that sort of
God,
come to you?
not until I was about my mid-30s.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I used to think mediums were born, with a gift.
Yes.
But the gift is inside and it takes different people, different ages for it to come out.
Right.
I began, funny enough, I saw the medium Doris Stokes on telly on
Right.
Channel 4. I think Channel 4 just began 20 or 30 odd years ago.
Right.
And I saw her and I thought, I want to do that. Because I had a fear of dying. Now, when I say do that, I don't mean in front of an audience. I just wanted to know about life after death. Because I had this phobia since the age of about 5 about dying.
Oh, right.
And I thought, and this happened until I went to spiritualist church in my mid-30s. So I've been suffering all these years with panic attacks.
Really? They were really bad.
They were bad,
fear.
but it's happened in my sleep. So something was going on in my sleep. I'd wake up covered in sweat, panicking, out of breath. Not just out of bed, but on the landing or downstairs.
Oh, really? So you sleepwalked as well?
Well, I don't know. No, it wasn't a case of sleepwalking. I was just so afraid. I must have tried to escape.
Good grief. So do you think you were on the astral plane? Because it sounds like...
I must be on something more. Because my first visit at church, and I only went to keep my friend company, he said, I'll go to church, fancy coming? And I said, well, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Is this a church, or is this a spiritual
church?
Right.
A medium would get up and give a service and give messages to those in the congregation. And that evening, my first time, she came to me and said, I've got your dad with me, and gave me a message. I was absolutely gobsmacked, because it was a personal message which I never told anyone. She gave me another message from my best friend who just passed away a few months before.
Oh.
And do you know what? From that night, something settled in me that I could sleep and never any more panic attacks.
Oh.
So something happened in my sleep to put that to rest.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you knew that you realised there was something.
well, my
after death.
subconscious or something said, that's it, you know.
So when did you find your spirit guides? When did they come to
I
you?
knew nothing about this. I just went to church to find out more. Every time I went back for about a whole year, different mediums would say, "You'll be doing this one day." And I said, I'm not born with it, or I knew nothing. But I read books, I listened to cassettes in those days. I asked questions. I made a nuisance of myself asking other people how to become a medium. Then I ended up in what you call a circle, a gathering of like-minded people to meditate, find out more, and pass on messages if we could.
Yeah.
But I didn't really see my guides as such as other people saw them for me.
Oh.
But all the evidence, all the messages lined up, you know.
Well, you were giving messages when they were...
other people give me messages saying,
right.
I can see your guide. But they saw the same guides. And
Oh,
I won't go
right.
into too much who they are. But I ended up giving messages before I saw any guide myself. And but yes, I see them now and again. Not that often, but I don't think that's too important. As long as I pass on the message of comfort and life after death to people, I've done my job.
Right.
I must admit, it'd be nice if I saw them a bit more often.
Yeah. Do you hear them? I mean, do you hear a voice, or is it just a thought?
The voice is, it's a mixture. I hear voices in my head, but they're my voice.
Right.
Now, I know mediums who do hear accents and different voices.
Yeah.
But all the voices I hear is my voice in my head. Right? So it's like my guides are using my brain power internally for it to come out, you know, so I hear to repeat the message. I also just know things. I just know, you know, it just happens. And I feel, so if someone passed with a heart attack, my heart would jump.
Oh, right.
Or if they broke an arm. I don't suffer pain, I just get the feeling of on my body. Or if it's a headache, I actually do feel a headache.
Right.
Or if someone fainted, I feel a sense of falling backwards.
Right.
So it's a mixture.
So does everything get channeled through your guides? Because I was just thinking you could have lots of voices coming at you if you're in a large hall.
I got a few guides, and each guide's for something different, like philosophy, strength,
Really?
encouragement. And my dad comes in as a backup sometimes to encourage me, because you know you get down now and again in life, and
And that's really lovely then to have
it's
personal
reassuring.
messages.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're always there, but faith plays a big part as well, because I can't hear them the whole time.
Right.
You know, they don't talk to me every day, but I know they're there.
Right.
And I need them when I do stand in front of an audience or at church. They will be there.
They will. They don't let you down.
Not yet. I let myself down. I can let myself down because I'm human and I've got failings like anyone else.
What, you don't hear the messages, or?
No, at the beginning I hear the messages, but I think I'm not doing a good job, or I don't give the message over clear enough. Or maybe when I first began working, people wouldn't accept my message, and I used to think I'm a failure. But then afterwards, people would come up and they'd say they were too shy, and they didn't admit the message would be for them.
Was this in a big crowd?
In a big crowd. So afterwards, I'm thinking, oh, wasn't that good tonight? But it wasn't my fault.
Right.
I should never doubt my guides, but I
Right.
did, and I doubted myself at the beginning. But it turns out it was people in the audience or congregation who were too shy to admit the message I was giving.
Oh, right.
So
So it's all a learning curve.
it is
So it's a learning curve,
it's a
isn't
hell of
it?
a. I mean, I have You hear about comedians dying on stage,
Mm.
and I've died a few times. And it is all about learning, having that confidence. And I've still got lots to learn. I'm still, like mediums do.
Well, you haven't actually been doing it that many years. If you were in your 30s, you're not that old,
I've
are you?
only been, I don't know if you call it studying or learning for a few years, but it's only the last 2 years I began working.
Oh.
Because I actually wanted to be quite good before I get up there, but I still failed the first few times.
Well,
I call it failed.
yes, it wasn't really, was it? Because you were
wasn't
giving
really.
messages.
It's just learning and trying to improve myself.
Yes.
I don't want to be the best medium. I want to be the best I can be myself.
Yes.
That's the difference.
And you must have given a lot of hope to a lot of people.
They have. That's too much ego for me to say yes, I have. But
Are you the vessel
I'm
that they
just the
come
vessel.
through?
The medium.
Mm.
I'm the telephone. I
Yeah.
just hear voices, but I love doing it because it still reassures me. Having a phobia about dying, I still love the contact. I'm over that fear because I now know life goes on, but I still love that connection, and I love working.
Wow, yeah, I think it's a wonderful gift. But why are the messages always so... I don't understand that. Why can't they just say, well, Gladys in the
yeah, I
front
know.
row, her husband George...
But they do, but they don't always give telephone numbers or...
No.
Um,
Do you get
but-
very clear messages?
some more than others, yes.
Yeah.
You see, I had a woman in spirit a few weeks ago. It was like she sat there talking to me. It was so clear.
Can you see her?
No, sometimes I can, sometimes I can't.
Oh,
I can't.
really? Okay.
But I heard, it's like you talking to me and I'm just passing on, it's so clear.
Right.
But if there's a person who passed on who was shy and not a good speaker, they've still got that same personality over there. Or they come through that personality.
Oh, right.
So the message I give, that might be not so clear if they weren't clear.
Right.
Right? So they all differ, but it's all good.
Yeah. Do they say where they are? Do you have any insight into their state? Or is that an impossible thing?
No, it's not impossible. I have given messages where I'm just having a cup of tea, got my feet up, but that same person's come back a year later, still saying, just having a cup of tea, still got her feet up. But then that's what she did on the earth.
Oh.
So her family in the congregation know it's her because that's what she did.
Oh,
you know.
right.
But the funny thing is, it's just not identifying them. It's not just me, it's others like me, but I can give advice and guidance to people as well. And I do become a bit of an agony uncle.
Do you?
Yeah, I've noticed over the years.
Right.
last couple of years.
In what respect?
A bit like a counsellor, like, are you sure about this man you like? If it's a young lady.
Oh, I see.
Are you sure? Think twice before you go down that route, because not
A
so
bit like
lots
Big Brother. The spirits can actually see everything, and you can only see what's happening
Yeah, exactly.
where you are.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And I help show them the bigger picture, But it's a nice feeling, to be able to... There's a lot of self-satisfaction in helping people.
Yes.
And people are grateful. But at the end of the day, I've got to think, well, it's not actually me. I'm the vessel, like you said.
Yes.
It is actually them on the other side coming through.
But how wonderful to be that vessel.
Oh, it's marvellous.
Yes.
There's not much else I can do anyway. I'm not an electrician or plumber.
Well, everybody has a skill, don't they,
Yeah.
of some sort, and your skill is being a medium.
Or my gift, yeah, whatever you
Yes,
call it.
and a gift. Yes,
Yeah.
it is a gift, yes.
It is a gift, but at the same time, it's a lot of hard work as well. Because I used to travel to learn,
Right.
and to learn how to meditate. And
Where did you learn that? Is that with your karate?
not really. I've been in several circles, meeting different teachers. My main teacher is a guy called Jeremy Mullins, but I've moved house and it's 120-mile round trip to
Oh,
see him now.
gee.
But we're still in
Gosh.
touch. But he's taught me enough to know that I can now meditate myself and hopefully help others,
So you are still striving to be better?
Every day I strive, and
Yeah.
every day I fail, will fail.
Every day you're a success as well?
I like to think so.
Yes, I think it. I get really good vibes from you. It's
Good.
very comforting and very nice.
And some people work as healers, in the church. A big thing is about you can be a communicator, you can become a healer through spirit guides and the other side, enabling you to pass on healing.
Oh.
But you must have met someone in your past, or even now, who you can talk to, and you feel healed just by being in their presence.
Yeah.
Just by getting that good aura about someone, you feel good. So that's another form of helping others. And
are you a healer?
I'd like to think so.
Wonderful. Can you see auras, or is that a different?
I can feel auras.
Can you?
Yeah. I don't. I know people who see colours. I don't see colours, but I'm aware. I can feel colours, if you like.
So you know a good aura from...
I know a good one when I see one. You've got a big one, Maureen. It's
you
huge.
say that.
But
But I am dieting.
Are you? I'm sure that wouldn't make any difference to your aura.
So can there be bad auras as well as good auras? Do you think? I mean, do you ever feel, if you get near somebody?
Yes.
Yeah.
I won't go into detail, but I met someone through someone else. I was going to walk, and I saw them one day, and I started walking over to that person. And as soon as I did, I turned around and come back. I said, "No, I'm not going to say hello." And it's just that day that I'm glad I didn't, because something happened later, and I won't go there. But
no.
I found out he wasn't all that on the nice side, let's say.
So you can sense a good person from a bad person?
Yeah, but not all the time.
Is that the right terminology?
I believe, there's another thing, deep philosophy. It's like we're all inherently good, I believe.
Yeah.
But you do pick up, you do pick up vibes, good or bad, or some in between. Yeah.
Fantastic. Has that helped you? Have you noticed
it's helped me keep out of trouble sometimes. But then again, I've got into, being human, I've got into trouble as well.
Right. Right. I mean, and also with what you do, I mean, there's things like the Ouija board,
yes.
and there's all sorts of areas that you're told to be very careful of. Is that something that you've ever done?
I've done it once, but I knew I had a good teacher with me.
Yes.
And I do recommend people not to touch a Ouija board. A Ouija board is like opening a portal with bad thoughts. See, it's like opening a manhole.
Right.
Well, it's a bit sexist nowadays, but you don't know what you're letting through. If you're not in charge, if you're not experienced enough,
right,
with the Ouija board, and you open it, you don't know what you're letting yourself in for.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that dangerous?
I believe so.
God.
I don't know. I have used a Ouija board once, and I've done the glass around the table, and it's been safe, and I know it was going to be safe.
Yes.
But don't go off this afternoon, Maureen, using a Ouija board or anything.
Oh, well, that's a good thing to remember, viewers. Please don't touch a Ouija board. Yeah. You hear about that, but it's really good to hear that from you.
I've heard it from others who've done it, and many people regret it.
Really?
Yeah.
Gosh.
So let's go no further there.
No, but it's a good warning. It's good to know these things.
The trouble is you can buy toy Ouija boards now. That's the danger. That's another danger, you see. It started off in America. Some shops are a lot wiser to it, and they decided not to sell them.
But it's only a piece of paper with a yes and a no.
Well, you can do it yourself, yes.
Yeah.
But you can buy these actual Ouija boards.
Yeah, but that actually opens a portal. It's that powerful.
Yeah.
Gosh. Yes. And there's just one other question I wanted to ask you, because I'm looking at our time. You're so fascinating. We're running out of... I needed to ask, the spirit guide, do you think that's your guardian angel? And do people have guardian angels, do you think?
Yes, angels are different to spirit guides. But if you want to use the terminology that, or my spirit guides, you can use the terminology, if you like, but angels are very different to spirit guides. Angels are parts of God, right? Part and parcel. We're all parts and parcels of God.
Yeah.
But and there's different. I won't go into it too much. Different grades, if you like, of angels.
Really?
One's closer to God. One's halfway in between. The ones who come down to the earth, they pass messages back on to the angels, who pass it on to higher angels and back to God. And you hear, like, I know it's sad, but people lose children, and you hear the parents say, "Oh, my little, he's an angel now."
Yeah.
And if that brings comfort, absolutely fine.
Yeah.
If that's what they think and believe, and it's all good. But we all have spirit guides. Some are different to others. My dad is a guide as such, but then I have actual guides for clairvoyance and
Right.
different, for philosophy and strength.
Wow.
I'm sure, we all got guides. We're all just not in touch with them or don't realise.
So they're there,
They are
sort
there,
of looking after
and they
you.
do guide us on our path.
Oh, really?
Some of us know about it, some of us don't.
Yeah.
Some don't.
It'd be nice to know, wouldn't
Well,
it?
good, but some don't wish to know. as
Oh,
well.
right, yes.
We're all different.
Yes, I suppose. But that's fascinating. I didn't know that about angels, that they are very... I thought everybody became an angel at some point.
I'd like to think I'm an angel now, but I'm not more.
You're aspiring.
Oh, I've got a long way to go, but
Oh my goodness! Look at our time. I think our
Are we
time
done?
is up. No, we are really, but there's so much more I want to ask you. You're utterly fascinating.
not too much.
I hope you've enjoyed this. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Paul is fascinating. As I say, he's generally a presenter, but there's more I need to talk to Paul about. Our next programme next week will be on orbs. Now, if you haven't heard about orbs, you have to come and watch the programme. They are fascinating. And I've only recently heard about them, and Paul will be able to tell us all about them. And we've got pictures. So I hope next week you'll join us again. Thank you so much, Paul. It's been really fascinating. And thank you very much for watching. Goodbye for now.